Go. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's an honor to have you here. It's an honor to have you here and to be here in this virtual space. I'm very grateful for it. It's such a privilege to not have to go anywhere and to have you still come to class and be here with me is really spectacular. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And I don't know if you guys can see everybody's boxes, but Deb has worked her, I don't know, what are these emojis? I forget, but the little, her little people, Deb's so cute. I'm assuming it's you who did that. Maybe Grant did it, I don't know, but both of you, it's very cute. Little winter scene there, I love it. See your faces virtually through the caricatures of your emojis, so. Okay, awesome. I still have my socks on. We are going to start with a foot massage. So whatever you need. And here I have my hands already together in honoring of each one of you. So feel free to bring your hands at your heart. And as you inhale, grow nice and tall. As you exhale, keep that length. Allow the chin to drop, the eyes to drop, the jaw to drop, the shoulders to drop. Maybe the sit bones a little heavier. Just feeling the simply sit, never simple. Just tuning in to any movements, any tensions, any place you can soften. This idea of, or this image of softening into all that you are. Lovingly accepting, embracing all that you are. Take one more full breath in and out here. Maybe it's a sigh. And on your next inhale, lengthen, lift your chin. And exhale this breath. And we'll open class and chant Om together 3 times. Inhale. Om. Bowing your chin, release your hands to your thighs, lift your chin, open your eyes. Okay. Any little movements you need. It's just rolling of the wrists, always good medicine. Okay, I'm just gonna come off the block and take a foot. Yes, oh, this looks so cute. Yay, here we are, I see you. Good, all right, so take your foot, love it up. As if you're opening up the sole of your foot, releasing anything that gets trapped there. And Hart and I were chatting the other day, and I said, we've done so much of this lying down practices, which are magic and wonderful. And I said, sometimes I feel like we need a standing practice. And he says, Joe, we stand all day. How often do we lie down? I'm like, okay. I love that because it's so true. And okay, good. I'm just going to take the sock off and work the toes. And then we'll leave the fingers of opposite hand in between these toes. Move the little piggies around, make some space. And then just being in this that you know so well, this is yours. Okay, take one more moment here. Sacred connection with the sole of your foot. Start to twist and rub and love it up, welcome it to class. And then take a moment, even if you still have a sock on, you're still feeling, and then receiving on the other foot. You know, even as we do this, you say, okay, where can I soften? My eyes gripping, my jaw gripping, my shoulders gripping. Okay, slip in the sock off and milk the toes a little bit, warm them up, and then fingers in between toes. Pull those little toes. Be here with this sole of your foot, spaces in between the toes. And each little toe. Okay. And just loving that one up as you greet it and release it. Take a moment, wiggle your toes. All right. Okay, so we're gonna start standing. After all that, I'm gonna take my blocks and we're gonna move to the wall. We're gonna take a forward fold at the wall and we'll just move in really slow. So I'll just put the blocks here and just drop your tush to the wall so you have a nice angle. And you might start with the forearms on the thighs and you can just walk your sit bones up the wall a little bit. So taking a moment to be in the feet and start to release yourself. So I start here, you know, if you have issues putting your head below your heart or dizziness or anything, maybe this is where you stay. But if you're okay, you can use the blocks. Start to drop yourself down. Maybe the legs go straighter, maybe not. If you don't have a wall, the wall is just a place to ground sit bones and connect to feet. And then open the legs in between the hips and the feet. But you could be doing this without the wall, just a regular old forward fold. Take about 5 breaths here. Just imagine that you're embodying the same idea as you did when you were sitting. Feeling the sit bones and lengthening to the crown of the head. And then softening where you can. And feel supported by your feet. So notice, is one foot taking more weight? Can you equally weight them? And then feel into your sit bones. And are they equally weighted, pressing into the wall? And letting your head go, your jaw go, your eyes go. Take one more full breath. We start to bend the knees. The tush is going to drop. The head will start to come up. Your hands are on your blocks. And then you take the hands to the thighs one at a time. Lift your shoulders, lift your chin, and press yourself up. And I'm just going to rest the back against the wall. The arms are going to rest, and maybe there's a bit of dizziness. We'll just breathe here for a few moments. Good. Okay. And then take your hands to the wall and just take yourself away from the wall. I'm going to come down, just move the blocks off to the side. I'm just going to move my back so they're not in camera. And then we'll come down to hands and knees. And so we have this blanket. We're going to move into cat-cow. Okay, I'll say this too, you know, if your wrists or knees is not happy for you, then you just come onto your back and you know enough to find cat-cow on your back. Okay, once we're here and you feel supported and ready, you start to move in, rolling the shoulders, moving with your breath. I have my toes tucked under to open the feet, and I'm going to change that Put the tops of the feet down. And that does also change, the position of the low back. So feel free to move through those 2 foot positions, or let's do this. Let's keep the top of the left foot down and just tuck the right toes under. Let's do a few more cat-cows here. And then change your feet. So if you did that, right foot top on the floor and tuck the left toes under. Good. Okay, and last one. I'm gonna tuck both toes under, send the hips back. Do what you need to do here to make this, this feels great. And so you might come down, you might even sit up, be wherever you need to be. Right now, this feels really nice and opening for the feet for me. I'm just gonna move this. Okay. Good. All right, come back up to your hands and your knees. I'm gonna put the tops of the feet down. And just move yourself back. So maybe you're sitting on your heels or clothes and you do have your blocks there, put them in. If you're okay here to kind of wag your tail a little bit side to side, find that. A little bit of movement or just rolling the knees a little bit. Give one more moment. And then walk yourself up. We're going to take the blocks. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put one block. They're going to be like this. And this one's going to be for the chest. And this one's going to be for the head. So I'll put them like this. And if you need more support for your head, you can play with how you place that block. I know I'm okay with on the second height here. And then we'll turn around. Okay, so I'm going to find the shoulder blades on the block. So adjust your hips, whatever you need to do. Maybe start on the elbows and then find that. Support your head in a way that feels supported. So like I said, here I'm just putting this block for the head on the highest height. If that's better for you, do it. And then the block under the shoulder blades, it should be fairly comfortable. Okay, we're just gonna hang out here once you figured it out. And it's always nice to sometimes just lift the chest and put it back down. Sometimes that's just exactly what you need. If it's too much of an angle, throw a blanket under or roll that blanket up a little higher under your hips. And then knees bent or legs straight. I'm just going to receive this for a few moments. I'm just feeling that the back of the heart can really rest into the block, and the block is going to support the bones. So it's going to keep that lift. I'm just going to allow everything to, open around it. This idea of opening the heart space. Anything that's, weighing on your heart, heavy on your heart, I'm going to open to it. Anything that's like filling you with great joy, I'm going to open to it. Okay, I'm going to add the flying of the wings or the opening of the wings. And so we have this lift of the chest. We're going to lift the arms up as high as the chest, maybe a little higher. Open the fingers, and then start to take these arms over your head and down like you're flying. You might even bring the hands together at your heart and then down and up. Let's be in this, encompassing wingspan. You're taking up space. How's that? Some of us, you might identify with that of times in your life where you felt like you had to make yourself really small, not take up space. So here you're just gifting yourself permission to be open and expansive. Breathe it in. It's your birthright to be as big and open, to expand yourself, to be expansive love. Okay, do one more. And then we'll let the arms rest in whatever way. Just rest into this again. Melt in. Even embracing the discomfort a little bit. You know that it's serving you well in some way. Okay. You're going to bend the knees, place the feet on the floor. You know, I love a good little windshield wiper in different planes, meaning that, you know, we have these blocks here. So just windshield wiper your knees side to side and receive what is on offer here. Okay, and we'll come to center. We're going to come off the blocks, and you can either put your hands at your head, lift your chin to your chest, and pick yourself up, or roll over to your side. And here we get to enjoy the magic. Oh, wow, okay. And then we'll take the blocks out and just lie down. And you can move yourself forward if you want to lie under your blanket. And you can also put a block under your head if you need that. But let's just be here for a moment. Release yourself. Soften your face. Okay. I'm just scooching up on this blanket a little bit. So now my hips are on the blanket. If you need to turn the blanket, do that. We're going to take the block underneath the sacrum. I'm going to start with the lowest height. Even if you love the highest, let's go to the lowest. And we'll just take a few moments here. You might heel toe your feet a little wider. Maybe the knees are better together, or you can keep them separate, you know, explore. Or move here. I'm moving the knees in and out, and that feels pretty nice. So they're moving in towards each other and out. And then just taking maybe 2 breaths in the stillness, letting yourself release to the floor, release to the block. And we'll move into a windshield wiper action. So maybe the knees just move a couple inches each direction. You just pay attention to what's happening. This low back massage, sacrum massage, and maybe we even hit the edge of the block with the fleshy bit of our side cheeks there, or side hips. That might feel really nice too. Good. Okay, and then we're going to bring it back to center. Pause for a moment, and then we'll take the block out, come all the way down. Stretch your legs out if you like, or keep them bent. Just take a moment or two to just feel the grounding behind the heart, at the hips, maybe even the legs. You know, we open them a little bit at the beginning. You might feel that there. Oh, it's glorious sun. Okay. Good. I'm going to bring the legs together, bring the hands together at the heart, interlace the fingers, press the palms up. And take these arms over your head. And stretch yourself nice and long. Take those bottom ribs down. Extend through the backs of the legs, the heels of your hands. Okay, left knee in, take the arms up and over, hug that left knee in and out a few times. And if you need to bend the right leg, do that. Okay, and change the interlace, extend left leg, extend arms over your head. Take a full breath in and out. Breathe in, extend yourself nice and long. And exhale, bring the right knee in. Just find a little bit of happy moving here. And bring both knees in. Separate your hands. Maybe you separate the knees apart. We'll just rock them in and out. And like maybe you make this rocking as big as you can here. So the knees come perhaps to the shoulders, and then they move away. Do one more. Then we'll bring the knees together, hug them in, soften your hip crease, your low back, your shoulders, your jaw. Good. You're gonna cross the right knee right over the left knee, or thigh over thigh, whatever you get there. And then your hands can go on top of the right knee, on top of the left knee, behind the left thigh. Little flexion through the feet. Notice how the left hip might be hiking up a little bit. I'm just going to draw it down as I draw this in. And softening, whatever you're feeling here. So I'm feeling a nice big stretch in the outer right thigh. And maybe that's where you're feeling it too. So breathe in there. Okay. I'm just going to so release the hands, change the cross of your legs, come into the second side here and explore where you need to put your hands. They're interlaced, change the interlace. And then noticing if that right hip is hiking up and just drawing it down. As you draw this in, drop the shoulders, the jaw, the eyes. Just feeling this breath. Okay, melting, softening, and then releasing. And we'll just stretch the legs out. Maybe they're going to go wide out, arms out wide. Just breathe here and you're feeling this expansive energy just starting to come in. Okay, so the legs are straight and they're wide, so they're actually off the mat. I'm going to just bend the right leg. Put the foot on the floor, the toes are turning out, so the knee is almost facing the toes. Then we'll push into the right leg, roll over to your left side, take the right arm, sweep it up and over, stretch it out to the left, and then roll yourself back onto your back. And just open that right knee out to the side. And then we'll just do that a few times. So just rolling, moving your head. You're moving with your breath. Good. Okay, I'm going to do one more, last one. I think that was 5. And then once you finish that, just extend the right leg, take a full breath. In and out. Feel the imbalance in the two sides. And then we'll bend the left leg, plant the left foot on the floor, roll over to the right, sweep that right arm over. Reach. Come on back. Good. Embracing, the simplicity of this movement, but how much of you is involved. Good. Okay, so I think this is my last one. We'll come back, just bask in the afterglow for a moment. Okay, so we're going to come back up to sitting. I'm going to come up through the crypt. You can rock and roll. You can roll to your side or take your arms over your head, flex your feet. Then you lift the arms up to the sky. You lift your head. You keep going. Just go, oh, how far can I get? Wherever it is. That was so nice. I'm going to do it twice. So I'm just going to come back down. I see you. Yeah, whatever you're doing is good and great. Awesome. Good. Nice and slow. Oh, so wonderful. Nice. Okay. We'll come to just sit for a moment. Let's see. Well, okay. I'm going to take Bharvajasana twist, even though you're like, what is that? Okay, I'm going to use a block. That's this one. So let's say if I take the legs out to the right, and then I'm going to have, this is my left. I have the leg, sitting on my right hip. This is my right hip. Legs are out to the left. The right foot is kind of just turning and facing the wall. I'm going to put the left shin into the arch of the foot, and the top of the left foot I'm on the top of the left foot. So whatever happens here, if that's not happy for you and you need to separate, you do that. What I'm going to do now is take the block and just put it underneath the right hip, because you can feel you're mostly on your right hip, and I kind of want to balance the hips. So I'm going to use a block. You might be like, I think I'd be happier on a blanket. The block is going to lift me up, and then right away I can see, we have this nice visual that I'm straight-ish. So you just find it, take a moment, you might play with where you have the block. And just find this straight-ish. Okay, and then you might take your other block, because we're going to take a little side bend over here. That's what we're going to do. So you could use a block, or nope, you might not need it. Just put your left hand down. Maybe that's enough, and the right hand just wants to rest here, and you're like, okay, I'm here. Or we can take the arm up and over. You could take the hand behind your head and add a little bit of more shoulder, dropping the head. Use the left hand on the floor or on your block, so it's going to support you. Okay, so whatever shape you're in, just run through them. I'm just going to smile, drop the left hip. So the left side is probably lifting a little bit. We're just going to drop it and breathe. We're going to embrace and open whatever is opening here. Okay, one more full breath. Okay, and then we'll come out, and I'm going to put the right hand down and take the left arm up. If you need to pop that brick out from underneath your tush, you do that. Here I'm using it. I'm just, feeling the contact, lifting. Again, maybe this hand wants to go behind your head. Softening the shoulders, the jaw, the base of you. Get one more breath. And we'll come up. I'm just going to sit for a moment. Okay, we're going to take twists. I'm going to take this right hand over. Now, maybe the block comes to the left hand, and you just turn a little bit. And it's more, it's not such a big twist because of how the legs are. It's about the heart moving, taking the heart back, the chin back. And now just really aware of this softening down. Being very aware of the block. If you're using the block, you're aware of it. Okay, and then we're going to release. So I'm just going to lift the tush up just to come out safely. I'll move the block out of the way. Just sit for a moment, go cross-legged, whatever works, legs out. And then really feel, we've created an imbalance. In the imbalance of that. And then we'll do the second side. So, okay, the legs go over to the right this time. And again, the left foot, the top one is going to point out. I'm going to put the shin in the arch of the foot and turn the right foot. So I'm on the top of the right foot as best as you can. And then you see, okay, maybe on this side, you might not need the block. You might want to use a blanket. I'm going to slip the block in and just see. And I know that that's too much for me on this side. So I will use a blanket this time. Okay. Two sides, very different. Dominant side, non-dominant side, very different. Okay, just looking for an upright. And just feeling that in your body. You're going to drop into the right hip a little bit. It's hovering over the floor. Release it. You're going to take the awkward side first. So use your block or no block. Right hand comes down. Left arm comes up. Or it stays on your thigh if you need that. You just feel. Use the right hand. I'm just walking around. Push down, lift. Maybe the hand goes behind the head. Wherever you choose to be, you're just going to embody it. You go, oh, how can I help myself here? If I shift the ribs to the left, drop the shoulders a little bit. Maybe the head presses back into the hand slightly. But at the root of it, come back to that right hip, just softly dropping. That might mean, you're pushing more into the left side. It's a balancing act. Okay, and then release. I'm gonna go right over to this side. So block, no block, arm up and over. Or, you put that hand wherever feels like this is the medicine I need today. And I'm dropping that right hip. So I walk the left hand in a little bit. Just explore. Even though we're all doing the same thing, we're all doing something different. I'm just lifting the right side a little bit up and then softening into the left. Good. Okay, And then come out, sit for a moment, B, and then we'll take twist. So left hand comes over, right hand maybe to the block or the floor. And this is about, just turning the heart space, turning the head if that's okay. Pull your chin in a little bit. And then again, just being aware of the right side, just softening and dropping, inviting balance into this imbalance. Good. Okay, and then release from that. Take the prop out. And whatever you need to do, I'm going to go opposite cross. I just did a little wiggle of the feet. Maybe you need that. And then just be and feel, okay, things are coming together here. Good. Okay. All right, we're going to take a few forward folds. I'm just, whatever you need to sit on. Maybe it's a folded blanket. I'm just going to turn to the side. It could be bolster, block. I'm going to use the blocks for the head. Okay, so we're going to start with, okay, well, let's start here because here I am. So I'm going to have the left leg extended. I'm going to bring the right leg in. And then it's a little bit away from the foot. So leg and foot are separate. And then you'll take your hands behind or to your blocks. Just be in this shape for a moment. You hear it out. Both sit bones are even. You feel, imagine crown of the head, lengthening, sit bones releasing to the floor. And then just being aware of, can I lift my heart a little bit here? Open the shoulders. Maybe the bottom ribs have to come in a little bit, just exploring. Relax your toes. Okay, soften to the sit bones. Okay. Soften the pose. We're going to drop this right knee out and, prop up underneath. I have my bolster right here. Might throw it underneath. And then find this, things shift. You're going to notice, oh, maybe there's more cat here. You'll be here for a moment. And then as you exhale, start to just walk yourself out over this left leg. And we're just going to go very slow. Just feeling. Use your blocks if you need them. Put your hands where you need to. Maybe it's about lengthening and then just releasing the head gently. But not, reaching with the chin. It might feel like you're getting closer, but you want to just release with the heart. Just take your time, soften, breathe. And once you hit that edge, so you start to really feel like, okay, I feel what this pose is doing. Drop your jaw, drop your eyes, maybe you close them. Just take a few more breaths, soften. Feeling as you inhale is a lengthening invitation, and as you exhale is dropping in. Where can you soften? Where do you feel that tightness? You could say, what's holding you back? Is it the hip crease? Is it the backs of the legs? Is it your back? Okay. And we'll walk ourselves up and out of this. Just pause for a moment. I'm just going to stretch both legs out. Be here. And we'll do the second side. So take the left leg in, leave some nice space between foot and leg. Adjust yourself on your prop as you need to. You could use your blocks for your hands if you like. And we'll just find that lift here. Okay, so starting, feeling the lengthening of the crown of the head and the releasing of the sit bones. Foot, the feet, holding the shape, and everything just softening. You move your shoulders back a little bit, chin back a little bit, ribs back a little bit, and then soften. Okay. Release from that. We'll drop this foot out, prop up underneath the knee if you need it. Adjust on your prop. You come in the seat of the yogi, fully aware of all parts of the body, supported and happy. And then just starting to very consciously walk in, just embracing anything that arises. You pause there and breathe into the sensations you're experiencing. Just finding the joy, this lengthening and releasing, the joy of even feeling something opening and stretching. Knowing that in the softening, we can invite change. Just being in this space for the next few breaths, how can you melt yourself and really be with what's happening? An almighty breath. And just connecting all of it. The conscious release, the conscious connection. Softening the hip crease, the hip, the tush, the heart, the leg. So just let the pose unfold. In its own time. Very gently walking yourself upright. I'm just going to pause here and bring it into a cross-legged. Okay. I'm going to move the blocks out of the way. We're going to come to pigeon a lot, like on the front. So let's use a bolster. That's sometimes kind of fun. Maybe it's not. You see if you like it. I'm just going to put the bolster here at the front. Move that out of the way, and then we'll come to hands and knees. Okay, so just for mobility, I'm going to bring the knees together, tuck the toes under, and lift the knees up, and then sweep that left leg into your pigeon. Here's where it might be like, oh, that was really awkward. So you just find your way. So here I have my left thigh over the bolster. The left heel is in the bolster. The right leg, I'm on the toes. I'm just going to extend it back. If that didn't work, my apologies. Just make your way into pigeon. And always try to find a playful way in. And then just be in this for a few moments. You might be on your forearms. Just dropping into that support underneath the left thigh. And if you want to bring your head all the way down, you're welcome to do that. Top of the right foot down is fine too. Keep the toes tucked under. Okay, soften what you can. So you're very much in it. You feel free to wave. Bring movement in if you like. I feel like I'm going to add the thigh stretch on the right side. So this is fun. And I'll just come up onto the left hand and turn the right forearm, just so it's, doesn't need to be turned perfectly. You can lean onto it. I'll take the left hand to the thigh, just turn, and then bend the right leg. And that's enough. Or maybe you can grab it and add a little bit more right thigh joy. Good. Okay, one more. Full breath in and out. And then release. Okay, I'm going to sit on the bolster, sweep the right leg around. This might be easier. And then we'll just sit for a moment or stretch your legs out just to feel, the imbalance and imbalance pose. Okay, so for the other side now, it might be easier. We'll just sweep the left leg around and just kind of find your way, move yourself. So the right thigh is supported and maybe the left hip. You know, I like to always have the toes tucked under, stretch through the heel of that extended leg. And you find your place. And you're really looking for that places of discomfort. Whatever you need to do. Okay, feel free to melt in. You just melt in whatever shape you're in. Receive. The softening is the undoing. You know, we hold emotions that make us tense, like anger, fear, jealousy, rage. If we want to release those emotions, we have to find the softness. We have to find the love, right? Find it. Sometimes it's hard. It's part of the human experience. How can we recognize when we get tight? The joys of our practice. And you can't hide from it. Okay, then put the right hand down and just turn the left forearm. The right hand might just come to your thigh. You start to twist a little bit. You bend the left leg, reach back, hold it. You can take a little peek here. Okay, whatever you're doing, I honor it, I applaud it. You take 2 more breaths. Okay, release and just again sweep the leg around. Come back to sit for a moment or two. Feel all of that. Okay, we'll come back to sitting. And you might just turn because you're on the bolster and you like that and that works for you. So feel free to just turn yourself around. Good. Okay, let's stretch the legs out. And they're a little bit apart. Oh, maybe, I don't know if you're going to need your blocks, but you might. We'll bring them up. Okay, I'm going to bend the left leg, same position. So it's a little bit away, and we're going to take twist. So I'll take the right hand behind. You can use the block. Open yourself up here. Take the elbow to the inside. Find your twist. If you need to floss and feel like I need to create some space, it's never a bad thing. Okay, and then we'll just settle in here. And notice if your right foot is dropping out. And that's not, you know, maybe you need that to create space in the hip, but if you can start to bring the toes up. And then just embodying this whole, theme of our practice of feeling into the sit bones dropping and the crown of head lengthening. Okay, one more breath. Release, come back. Okay, so here's the next part. I'm going to take this left foot, I'm going to hop it over and coming into this cross here. This can be a lot. So, if it's no good, just go back to sole of foot against inside of thigh. Okay, we're going to take a forward fold here. This can be very intense. You might want your blocks. You see how it goes. Find the length, feel in. And then we'll start to walk the hands forward and things start to get interesting pretty quick. So if you're better off with your hands behind your back and you're feeling all of that happening without folding forward, that's your place. It's just using all of everything you've got here to melt in and receive and soften. Where you feel this, in the back of the calf, outer hip, back of your heart. Now I'm going to move to the next part of this pose. So this, you're going to know if it's for you or not. I'm going to hold on to the toes with both hands. I push the foot into the hands, and at the same time I pull back. And drop the shoulders and lengthen through the crown of the head. I'm just going to take one more breath like this. So I'm pulling the foot, and the foot is pushing into the hands, shoulders are dropping.
And then I'll release that and just drop in for our final few breaths. You might be able to tuck your chin, rest your forehead on your knee, but if that's like, haha, that's a good one. That's okay too. Releasing deeply anything you're feeling here. And then we'll walk ourselves upright. Okay, and once you're in, good. Okay, I'm just gonna stretch that leg out, move your feet. We're gonna come to twist opposite way. So same leg, I'm still bending the left leg. I haven't switched legs yet. The foot can move in nice and tight. The crossover is interesting. I see a lot of things about like, for women, this is more challenging because we have these hips. So if that's no good for you, just keep it to the outside. If you wanna try it, let's try it. And then I'll take the left hand behind. I love a little lean back here. You're gonna lean back. Take the right hand to your knee. Lift yourself nice and tall, extend, and then twist. And then you decide, oh, maybe this is perfect. Or you want to come up, wrap the arm around the outside of this left thigh, hug it in, twist. Okay, now here's the thing with the left foot. If it's crossed over, can I anchor through the big toe side of the foot? If the answer is no, maybe the foot's going to be happier in the inside of the right thigh. One more breath. And then release, stretch your legs. And we'll do the second side on that. Okay, so I'm going to bring the right leg in. We're going to start nice and spacious. We're going to come into twist. So the left hand comes behind. Take that elbow in. And then just start to turn. And I'll just say the same thing again. You know, the left foot might be dropping out, but if you can bring it up, find that. If you need to floss, you know, I hope you're just going to do that. Create some space and then feel into this, you know, what's your anchor here? It's the sole of the right foot, the left heel, the sit bones, and the crown of your head. And then the heart is just enjoying this. Take one more breath. And release from this. And then here we're going to grab hold of that and cross it over. So, you know, I did move my left leg over to get knee over knee and whatever you need to do. And you create for yourself. You know, say also, I didn't say it on the other side, but a blanket sometimes can be good. Good. And we'll inhale. Just take a moment to be in the length, dropping of the sit bones, and then we move in. Whatever is there, that's yours. You get to reveal it. You get to just be in it. Where to hide, there it is. Embrace it. Melt yourself in. Maybe every few breaths is a re-lengthening and a re-inviting in. You can easily reach the toes. You want to add that and just take both hands to the sole of the left foot. You're going to push the left foot away and draw it in, and then drop the shoulders. That's it. Whatever you're doing. Just bringing in a little bit of extra into the spine, into the belly. And release the hands and maybe tap the chin. See if I can get the forehead to the knee. Whew. Revel in the joy. Whatever you reveal, you revel in. Walk ourselves upright. Okay, pause, stretch your legs if you need to. And then we're going to come to this twist here. I'm going to put the leg over top. Doesn't need to be. Okay, right hand comes behind. I hold on to this knee and I'm going to lean back. And then lean back, start to twist, and then decide where you want it to go. After I move in, I come back upright. Just really open this. Oh, the glorious sun is right on my face. Feeling into this, imbalance in your sit. Doing your best to embody this shape. Okay, can you anchor through the inseam of the left foot? Oh, the right foot, sorry. And left foot too, that doesn't hurt. You do them. Good. Inhale. And then we'll release from this. Good. Okay. I'm going to take forward fold with the legs straight. So, maybe the blocks, if this works, I don't know if this works for you or not, to be able to support the head and walk. Fine if I have this block lengthwise, I can angle it. And that might be really nice. So, or it might not happen. All fine. Okay, well, I'm in it now, so I'm just going to hang out here. That feels pretty good. Just make your way into a forward fold in whatever happens. This can be very intense. Even though we started, this was in essence the first pose we did against the wall, opening the backs of the legs. It can be quite intense here. You can change the position of your blocks as things open. Hopefully you've got the third eye or the crown of the forehead supported. If that's happening, if not, you can always use your hand. And we're just going to soften. Almost like you're not doing anything. Once you're in it, release yourself in as much as you can. You need to re-lengthen and then come back in. Okay, final few moments. Really embracing, embodying, revealing, reveling, softening. Gently bringing yourself upright and just pausing. I'm just going to slip myself off this bolster. Okay. All right. We still have our bolsters here. I'm going to lie back over it. You might need a block for your head. You can put that there. Just going to use it as like a little bit of a back bend. So tush is on the floor. Just going to lie back and maybe no block for your head, you see. Okay, maybe once you're in it, you're like, oh, that's not quite right. You can move yourself up or down, just to shift a little bit. Okay, just gonna end here. So second pose we did was the block under the heart. And then we put the block under the hip. So now we're using the bolster. Just gently arch the back. Your tush is on the floor. The shoulders might not be on the floor, but they're releasing towards. Just melt in here. This pseudo shavasana. Okay. I'm going to bend the knees and take a windshield wiper. This, the bolster or the prop is somewhere else. So I'm going to open something else, massage something else. Okay. Well, our next pose will be shavasana. But if there's anything you need, you want to put that bolster underneath your hips for a bit or turn it. I'm going to take the legs up the wall for a few moments. And then set yourself up in a way that, or stay as you are. I'm going to tell you, you have like 5 minutes. So you have time to just simply be and to move in. It's not a lot of time,
proper Shavasana is 20 minutes. And what that means is that it takes, you get into Shavasana here, sometimes when I say it's time to get out, you're just getting in. It takes the body time. So I like an optimal amount for a nap, an afternoon nap, say 20 minutes. And the body relaxes after about 10. So even though this is not going to be a 20-minute Shavasana, but just understanding what this is. And perhaps offering yourself a deeper Shavasana around the time you feel, your chocolate time. Maybe that's like 2 p.m. But right here and now, softening into whatever shape you've taken. You might feel your heart beating. The twists and the forward folds, the expansiveness, your low belly area, expansiveness in your heart space, the softening of the shoulders, the jaw, the third eye, the eyes themselves. If you wish to move into lying down Shavasana, do that now. And just dropping into the opposite of soft is heavy. You can bring those two together. The heavier you are, the more things open, soften, and expand. Fullness of this moon reflected within you, in your fullness and your wholeness. And releasing into the deepest state of relaxation you can right now. Choosing to stay in your restful state for longer or beginning to make little movements. Just embodying the awakening, the way that feels nourishing. Connected and present. Resting on your side for a few moments till you feel that heaviness come back in, and from that heaviness we rise. Just taking a few moments in your sit, just feeling the heaviness of your sit bones and the lengthening crown of the head, and the heart opening and lifting in between the two. And as you're ready, friend, you'll inhale. And exhale, bringing your hands at your heart and bowing your chin. All that you are right here and right now. In service to yourself, in service to your loved ones, in service to those who need you. starting with yourself. Judith Hanson-Laster has this beautiful quote, love yourself and everybody else in that order. Go into that, we'll seal this practice. As you inhale, lengthen, and release this breath completely. We'll inhale fully. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. We'll seal that with an Om. Inhale. Om. Breathe that into your hands with everything you need, everything you're calling in, and then offer that to yourself right here, right now, your own magic. And then lifting your chin and offer that to everybody outside of these walls, and then we'll bring it on back. There's so much magic and love. So, namaste, friends. And thank you for being here. Some of you from far away. I appreciate your presence, and have a great rest of this wonderful day. See you on Thursday. I did put on my calendar that I was not going to have a class on Thursday, but I am here. So there will be class on Thursday. I hope I see you then. Bye, guys.